You know that moment when your to-do list is longer than your patience? Yeah, welcome to overwhelm. I used to have one of those days more often than not, between getting the kids where they needed to be, answering client messages, and trying to remember if I even ate lunch. I found myself staring at my laptop at 10 p.m., eyes glazed over, wondering why the laundry was still in the washer from the night before. Does that sound familiar? That's overwhelm. And here's the thing, if you've ever felt like you're carrying the weight of your business, your family, your life, and everyone else's expectations on your shoulders, you're not broken, you're not weak, you're definitely not alone. You're human. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. What to do with that overwhelm when it hits and how to shift out of it just without just pushing yourself harder. So when you're ready, grab a cup of coffee and come get uncomfortable with me. Hey, welcome to episode 73 of the My Inner Struggle podcast. I'm your host, Laura Ferry. We all kind of have this feeling sometimes we're forgetting stuff, we're snapping at people, we're constantly feeling behind. No matter how much we're doing, every day is full, but we're smiling on the outside, crumbling on the inside. And that's overwhelm. And so we've been there before and we've talked about it before, but I really wanted to solely focus on that in this episode. And my youngest daughter was so frustrated the other night, and she's gotten so good at explaining her feelings, which is really cool. And I pat myself on the back a little bit for that because she can convey how it is that she's feeling, and we can put a name to it and then come up with a solution on how to feel better or work through it. And she was just kind of going through this list of stuff and this pressure. She's 9, she's going to be 10 in a couple weeks. And you know what? It's hard being a kid. You know, as adults, I think we forget that feeling and we can become kind of hard on our kids or forget what that feels like, but really they're going through it. So put yourself in their shoes. And she looks me straight in the face and she goes, I'm just really overwhelmed. And we've all been there at some point. And sometimes we have trouble connecting with our feelings and figuring out what it is that we're feeling. We might just feel pissed off and annoyed and angry at everybody and everything around us, but where is that feeling come from? What is the why behind that feeling? Which again is so important that you continually ask yourself why. We get into this state of overwhelm when we are taking on too much and not taking enough time for ourselves. And don't be the martyr that says, I can't, because I have to do all these things. So jumping into all of that, we're here at episode 73 of the My Inner Struggle podcast. I started this podcast about a year and a half ago, and it's grown organically into what it is now. And it's reaching pretty far, which is kind of cool. And I'm really excited about that, but I'm doing a million other things too. And I spoke with a producer earlier this week, and even she had said there's a sheer amount of like the list of things that you're getting done is unbelievable. But the only way that I'm getting those things done is with systems and with support. I'm not doing it all of myself. I am doing a lot, but I have people to rely on and I have systems to rely on. And systems is like really your main one, because if you're in a business that, you know, you don't have support yet to help you, and I am doing a lot of things myself, but if you don't have that support yet around you, leading to or integrating systems into what you're trying to build really, really makes a huge difference, and it helps keep you organized. And we have to learn how to better prioritize things. Even if you're not building a business, being a mom and handling the house and going to work and everything else is overwhelming. There's a lot. There's no other type, like people type, I would say, or I don't even know what word I'm looking for, or scenario that does more than like a mom who's working or building a business. And there was some sort of study that I read a few months ago, and it was like the basically the single working mom is the least happy, which is interesting. It's because the sheer amount of stress that she has on her shoulders, doing all of the things and raising a family on her own, which is really tough. So at some point, every woman I know has been in this state of overwhelm, especially the ones trying to do it all for everyone. And I've said it a million times before, and I will say it a million times more, is that you have to fill your own cup. And I'm not talking about massages and facials. Those are really, really important, and those have a space too. But when you're stretched too thin, you have to look at resolving the issue. Some things we can't control. A few weeks ago, I was in this I felt like a zombie. My son was working late all the time. I'm working all day trying to build this business and find, more support to help me and find clients and close sales, and helping my clients build their businesses and raise 3 kids and get one to cheer practice and get one to football every day, and work and jobs and their work schedules and making dinner and going grocery shopping and paying the bills and all of these things all by myself. And he had a couple really late nights at work, and I need to get up early in the morning and start my day and go through my morning rituals and everything like that. And man, I was burning the candle at both ends, and that sucked. And some of that I can't really eliminate. There is no support for some of it, right? Being a mom and those responsibilities, the list of responsibilities that you have, but there is a way to manage it and take less on that is an outside source. Once I think when you hit your 40s, they say that you kind of let go of a lot of things. You let go of worrying about what other people think of you and other people's opinions and focus more on your own self, which is awesome. But I think we learn to say no a lot better too. And when you can set those boundaries for yourself, that's really important. And I have to do that with clients too, because they want the support because I can provide it to them, which is awesome. But I still have a family that I have to take care of. So it doesn't mean that I can jump on a call late at night or what have you. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And it depends on what I have on my plate and my capacity to do so. But I've learned how to set those boundaries with those clients so that I'm not getting burned out. And that was a learned practice. And even with your kids too, when they're, they have all these activities and they're requiring things, and we're sometimes trying to keep them entertained, and sometimes they need to learn how to do that by themselves. My youngest was in camp for a good portion of the summer, and the first week that she was home, she was like, I'm bored. I heard I'm bored like every 10 minutes. And I was like, all right, you need to find something to do. We have lots of different crafts. You could paint something, be creative, go outside and play, instead of rotting in front of an iPad all day, because that's not good, obviously. But I was remembering back to when I was a kid and our summers and how we had to keep busy because there wasn't a whole lot going on, but we had chores set. So all summer long, if I had to leave for a client, I have this chalkboard in the kitchen that I'll write, give them each a job. And then I'm texting to say how's your list going? What's going on? But again, that's taking mental energy that I have to apply that. However, that mental energy is a little bit less than having to do the physical thing. So if you have children that are able, and I would say a toddler on up, help them grow by giving them a job to do around the house, because you are setting a great example for them, and it won't be such a strain when you decide that they're teenagers that they should be doing something. So the earlier you can do that, the better off you are. And then we work together as a team. That's kind of how we are. Ever since, for the past 6 years, on Saturday morning, it was, okay, let's get up. This is what we're doing. We're going to clean up for an hour, and then we have the whole day free, because if we all get together for an hour and get it done, then we're free to do other fun stuff. And mom isn't stuck doing this long list of things while you're waiting on her. We're a team, and we can get this done together. And that's part of the home stuff. When you're stretched too thin, you tend to be resentful, without a doubt. And as a mom, you can take that on and really feel it. I remember it was probably, my son is 16. It probably was at least 10 years ago, I'm going to say. I'm going to say more than 10 years ago. I was working with a group trainer at the gym, and I remember she would come in, and when she wasn't working, and try to work out, and everybody would come up to her and try to talk to her. And she's like, But that was her time. She was there for herself, not for her clients at the time. And you're just being friendly. It's nothing, and nothing against anyone. And she turned to me on the elliptical, and she's like, man, I am just so pissed right now. I just feel ragey, my husband's not helping, the kids aren't helping, I want to run away, all of this stuff. And you have to kind of get to that point where you're like ready to ask, right? You reach that ceiling and you're ready to ask for help. But the sooner that you can ask for help in any regard before you reach that ceiling, the more productive that you're going to be instead of getting it done out of anger. Overwhelm isn't proof you're weak. It's proof that you are carrying too much by yourself. So one of the big shifts in my business was creating this space inside the Self Love Club for female business owners called the Growth Collective. And we meet once a week on Wednesday mornings. As we gain more members, there may be opportunities for other calls during the week or options that work with your schedule better if Wednesday morning isn't good for you. But it's an awesome space because as women, not all of us are moms, but as women and we're female business owners, we have there's a different connection, I would say. And building business was a very lonely time for me. And I developed this basically to again, give other women an opportunity to meet together and be less alone and have that support. And sometimes it's not, actually, a lot of times it's not easy to go and meet with somebody or, you're working, you're trying to build your business. So we meet virtually every week, and that's on Wednesday morning. And it's just gaining that community and connection and building a business that you need. And it's building from the inside out. It's not a networking group. It's for your own personal growth, but who you are is how you lead in business, in life, with your children, with your spouse, anybody else. When you work on yourself, it ripples out into all of the other relationships in your life. So if your business is stagnant right now and you don't know where to start, you need to start with yourself. You need to work on what's going on in here and get that straight so that you can get everything else in your business organized and moving in the right direction. And let me tell you, this week has been absolutely fire for these women in the Self Love Club and for the business owners that I help on a monthly basis. Laura Ferry Growth Co. is my consultancy, and we help with anything from social media management and building your audience, your brand, to admin kind of related tasks, virtual admin, getting shit done, getting projects off your lap, to financial management, bookkeeping, monthly reconciliation, and strategy. Strategy is my most fun thing to do with business owners because it's coming up with the right ideas and everything sort of aligns, especially when you're working with the right business owners, which has changed tremendously for me in the last few months. I've taken on more business owners that are ready and sitting in that seat ready to grow. This week, we're all on fucking fire, which is so cool because not only have I increased membership count for the Self Love Club, which leads to more community and more opportunity for all of those members, but also gaining new clients in my business to help. And it's so cool. I can't even begin to describe it. Having those aligned customers that you're serving really makes my life that much more full because they're really excited and ready to do the work really within themselves and then for their business, for their employees and growing. And we're all on fire this week. So it's really cool. So if you had to walk away with anything today, if you are a female business owner, sign up for the Self Love Club. That's all I'm going to say. And then if you want to have a conversation about how I can help you grow your business, I'd love to have that conversation because we're just in this great space right now and everything is aligning. And it was so cool because one of them said to me this morning in a text, she's like, how can we all be doing so good? And I was like, we're vibrating off of each other. The energy is amazing and you're missing out if you're not in it. This month in August, the Self Love Club turns 1. So I launched this a year ago, this monthly membership service. And for the entire month of August, you can join and it's only $5. You're only out $5 and a commitment to yourself. And after that, the normal monthly membership ensues. But also in August, you get a free copy of the journal that I've published. It is a daily journal. It has coloring pages. It has different journaling sections, goal setting, all good stuff that you should be doing daily, which is what we talk a lot about in the Self-Love Club. There is also, I want to mention, a space within the Self-Love Club that is not for business owners. If you are just a woman needing some support or seeking guidance, just want to spend some time with women that are in the same boat as you, the Self-Love Circle meets every Sunday night at 7 p.m. virtually. So you can literally be anywhere and join this club. I strongly encourage it. We do some guided meditation, we do some journaling exercises, and we do a lot of discussion about where we're at and where we want to be. We focus a lot on daily habits and just kind of going in the forward movement to growth. And again, the more you work on yourself, the more all of the other relationships in your life and tasks and all of that get better. Because when you are better, you can perform better and you can pour into other people's cups, essentially. So when you're ready, go to lauraferry.com and sign up for the Self-Love Club. If you are a business owner and you're interested in any of my consultancy services, that is also on there too. So that's lauraferry.com. So I want to give you a couple tools that you can walk away with today when we're feeling that overwhelm. So one thing is like a reset. So when you feel like you're spiraling, you can feel it. You know what that feels like. You choose one task that matters the most and let the rest go for now. Prioritize. So whatever that task is that you need to work on, focus on that and let everything else go. Also, the second thing that I want to share is practicing the pause. I've said that before. You have to pause when you're feeling angsty and like you're sitting at your desk and you see the emails and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I need to just like sit back for a second, drop your shoulders, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Practice that pause before you respond to anybody, before anything. If the kids are fighting in the next room, walk into another room and practice the pause. Drop your shoulders, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. It really does make a difference. And you can walk back in feeling refreshed and ready not to fight or argue or go against anybody, but ready to flow through this. Taking that couple seconds for yourself makes a big difference. If you can go take a walk, I would advise that. If you can get outside each day, even if it's for 5 minutes. I have a client of mine now that, it has a very, very busy work day. And she's like, I'm going to walk to the mailbox every day in the middle of the day. And just getting outside for those couple seconds, it really changes everything. You need the sunlight on your face just for a couple minutes and just a change of scenery and pace. And that makes a world of difference. The last thing that I wanted to say is instead of taking everything on, ask, who can help me with this? No matter what it is, no matter where you are. If it's a mom, if it's a house task or something like that, who would be good at this? Who could I delegate this to? How can I hand this off? Or how can I get support to get this done? Does this even belong to me? Ask yourself that question before you say yes to something. And that goes in volunteer situations too, right? School's starting back up. We're all going to be starting new routines. It's a new season. September is one of those months where I feel like is a big reboot, especially for me. The kids go back to school. Now I can take time to dive into myself a little bit, start some new habits, and move forward. I want to give you a bonus. One of the things about overwhelm is that focusing on that lack, right? We're not there yet. So I want to talk a little bit, and this is actually one of the most important things that I wanted to mention in this podcast is don't focus on the goal. Don't focus on that end game necessarily. Focus and fall in love with the process of getting there, because that's where you're going to spend most of your time is that road leading to where you want to go, right? You've heard of that saying, what is it? The journey is the destination. And that's so true. This plays a vital part in gratitude, but this is where we spend a good amount of our time getting to where we want to be, right? So if we're grateful and taking acknowledgement for where we are in the process, not so set on the goal per se, we learn to be grateful for where we are and what we've accomplished instead of the lack of where we aren't yet, right? So if we're so focused on this, I can't even think of a goal. I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to lose 100 pounds and you've lost 25 and you're like, yeah, but I still have many more to go. Enjoy the process of that. Enjoy getting up every day and filling yourself with good food and exercising and moving your body and drinking your water, and fall in love with that process of getting there, not the lack of I'm not there yet. So the same thing when you're building business and you have like a goal set for yourself of how many clients you want to sign this month or whatever. Instead of being solely focused on that, celebrate what you have and the process and all those conversations that you can have getting to where you want to go. I think now where I am and building this business and all the conversations that I've been having, it's been this tremendous amount of personal growth in the last 2.5 years. And I started this journey like a decade ago. But I think that in the last 2.5 years, it's accelerated greatly. And to be where I am now versus where I was 10 years ago, you wouldn't even recognize me. I can say that much. I was in a constant state of survival and overwhelm and not happy. And the fact that I am where I am now, I'm so fucking proud of myself. It's not even funny. Am I where I need to be yet or where I want to be yet? No, not yet, but I am enjoying every single day. And I wake up every day with gratitude in my heart. And as I'm journaling, after my meditation and my whole morning ritual, I am just so thankful for the people that I have in my life, for these amazing women that are clients that I have in my life that have now become friends, and for every one of my self-love club members, because they make me a better person too. It's just unbelievable. If you had said 2 years ago, this is where I would be, this is not what I envisioned at all. I think that I thought I would be coaching a lot of individuals and all of that. But right now, where I'm at is exactly where I'm meant to be. I fucking love it. I love the way my day flows. I love the contact with peers of mine. I love connecting with my clients every day. I love motivating them, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And me being grateful in this moment just leads to more and more and more abundance and relationships and love and all of it. And so I can't wait for you to get here with me. When you are ready, go to lauraferry.com and sign up for the Self-Love Club. And when you're ready to work on your business, I would love to talk strategy with you. It is where I shine, and I'm just so fucking grateful for everything. I am so happy that you were here with me today. As a reminder, Sunday nights in the Self-Love Club at 7 p.m., we meet virtually for the Self-Love Circle. Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. is our Growth Entrepreneur Collective. Beautiful space, lots of personal growth, and community. And it's just remembering that you don't have to carry it all alone. We are here for you. We're waiting for you, and we're excited to see you step into the circle. If you enjoyed this, please share it with a friend. If you know that they can benefit from that, give it a like and make sure you subscribe wherever you are watching or listening. And until next time, as always, I am thinking of you and sending you love, and I will see you soon.